What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. video. We will be discussing the episode, so there will be spoilers and also that major Avengers movie crossover there towards the end of the episode. So if you enjoy the video, please do consider leaving a like and also dropping a subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video. We cover this show and Snowpiercer weekly, so it'd be cool if you stuck around with us. Now, the episode is a continuation on from last week's episode as the EMP hit. And, well, Coulson, as we found out in the episode, is seeing black and white and thinking he is in some sort of murder mystery noir movie. The action was very, very light this episode, and I found the narration a bit jarring, and as a whole, the episode felt very, very clunky, but I enjoyed it all the same. Now, Sousa has Coulson in custody after the shenanigans last week. Coulson, in full murder mystery fashion, notices on the newspaper the date. It is the day that Sousa becomes the first agent to fall, a dubious honour which I'm sure no one would actually want. This all focuses around some experimental tech that is supposedly going to Howard Stark, but this mission of passing over briefcases leads to poor old Agent Sousa getting killed. Not only does he not get the woman he wants, but he also dies, so F's please in the chat if you will. We finally get to see everyone's favourite Comic-Con, Enoch, as he is bartending at Koenig's base, which is now a tiki bar, which was so very popular at the time. I love the idea of him having to wait decades for the team, and I expected them to find him in modern day. Poor old Enoch has spent so long waiting for his team, he is essentially reverted to just a switchboard operator by all of the team. Throughout the episode, he comes even more forlorn about being left alone, and it may be just me, but I think he might be a bit more susceptible to being turned by the Comic-Cons as time goes by. Coulson is actually able to convince Sousa that he really is working in the best interests of America, and after getting in touch with the Zephyr, Yo-Yo and Deke are dispatched to the contact only for Deke to be taken, and Yo-Yo didn't help again because her powers are not there and she is not having a good time whatsoever. Yeah, it's not going very well for her or her powers. Now, eventually they head to a train to carry on their deal with Sousa, but the Russians, he thought at least, were on the case. They were actually Hydra, and it turns out that people thought that Russia were behind the death of him, but no, it was just Hydra. The Comic-Cons actually try to come to Coulson with a deal, which of course he rejects because he is Mr. America, but the Comic-Cons, they kind of appeal on a robot-to-robot level, but of course your boy Coulson is absolutely having none of it. He is an absolute Boy Scout, and well, he just really is a fanboy of humanity, and I guess just all round being good. It's revealed that Deke was actually taken by Wilfred Malik, and I have to say, his suit looked really, really weird. It just looked, I don't know what about it, maybe the waistcoat being really high up, it just felt bizarre. But he is actually, of course, the leader of Hydra, which of course we obviously knew this, but it turns out that Hydra were completely behind Sousa's death, because he was actually, or at least he knew that this was going on, and the rest of the team were like, well, yeah, we know all about that. Of course, they do. Sousa is taken to the Zephyr. As May touches him, she starts to have an awful feeling, which is not very good when she touches him, and May and Simmons come to the realization that she does not feel anything at all since the temple, and she appears to be some sort of empath. This is starting to lend credence to my idea that May is possibly possessed by Izel, and is working a way to try and get through to her. Now, Sousa escapes, but is at risk, so Coulson actually takes the shots for him to actually save S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, Mac and the crew wanted to try and save Sousa, and they aren't actually hypocrites here because it's very different to killing Freddy, because if they took Freddy out of time, S.H.I.E.L.D. wouldn't exist, he wouldn't do what he did in this episode, so they can just take Sousa, a man out of time, a sort of a different version of Captain America going on there. Now, Sousa, interestingly, will not stay with the team, but the actor said he won't stay too long. So we're going to see him for a couple of these episodes. But weirdly, the actor himself also played a cop in Avengers, which is very curious. So theory hat on, we have an agent out of time, and I can see the agents dropping off Sousa so he can live the rest of his life. He wouldn't rejoin S.H.I.E.L.D. because, well, he's dead, and S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't technically exist at the moment. Yeah, it's very, very weird. So he could just become a cop, yeah. No one show him 2020. It's not going to turn out to be very good for him whatsoever. but I like that idea. I like the idea of placing him where he will be a very integral part of the Avengers, which is probably what we're getting here. Now, at the end of the episode, we see Malik get offered a chance to team up with the Chromicons. Now, this suits them because if S.H.I.E.L.D. are destroyed, they can actually work out the rest of their lives pretty decent. They won't have S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra can do what they want. And, well, we have the Chromicons who just really, really hate S.H.I.E.L.D. They really, really hate them. I'm not really a big fan of that storyline last season, but I'm interested to see where this actually goes. Now, at the end, Coulson goes back to normal and is fixed after the EMP, but Simmons is fine, so that means that she is not an LMD, as I put up a video the other week, which you all loved. And the episode ends with the amazing song No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper, which is absolutely stunning. I love that song. And now, I was supposed to see him before Motley Crue played their last tour in the UK, but I opted to eat a Subway instead. Yeah, I really don't know why I did that. But from the trailer next week, we are going to the lighthouse, and we know where they are because that song was set in the 70s, and we see your boy Patrick Warburton playing Colonel Stoner, who, if you'll remember, was the guy who introduced the lighthouse, and he seemed to have a lot of really, really cool things that he knew, but we never really got too much of that. That was kind of a storyline which didn't progress too much. They just accepted the fact that there was a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility that was, really advanced. So there was that, and we see the crew interact with him, and I expect this is how we will get that sort of PSA from himself from that season. So it looks like time is being messed with here, and I'm interested to see where this goes. Maybe they will mess things up and they have to get around to give them the clues of how to actually get to the lighthouse. Otherwise, that season wouldn't have happened. Now, while the episode was clunky, I did like what they set up, and I'm very excited for next episode, seeing Patrick Warburton as Colonel Stoner. So let me know what you think in the comments. I have dropped a Snyder Cut trailer as well, so again, check that out. And please do like the video and subscribe with notifications on so you never ever miss a video. And I'll see you soon, and goodbye.